calling the strikes against the Houthi rebels in Yemen a success. The president on a campaign stop at a school in Allentown, Pennsylvania. The DoD, Department of Defense, says to expect some sort of Houthi rebel retaliation. The group, which is backed by Iran, has been attacking ships in the Red Sea for months now. The Biden administration, along with military partners in Britain, finally carrying out massive strikes in Yemen. Lieutenant General Douglas Sims at a Pentagon press conference Friday afternoon. This is USA News.
We gotta leave at 6 to Omaha.
New handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight to discover your new burger obsession. Order may be required.
As we gear up for the Iowa caucuses on Monday, former President Trump participating in a Fox News town hall during the week, and the ratings were off the chain, far surpassing a CNN debate between Nikki Haley and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Here's USA's Tim Berg on the story.
Former President and 2024 Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump took part in a town hall with Fox News in Des Moines Wednesday night. The former president dismissing a recent report by Democratic members of the House Oversight Committee that alleges he exploited his presidency to earn millions of dollars from foreign governments for him and his family. He claims the money is from hotels he owns.
I didn't do it. I put everything in trust. And if I have a hotel and somebody comes in from China, that's a small amount of money. And it sounds like a lot of money, that's a small. But I was doing services for them. People were staying in these massive hotels, these beautiful hotels, because I have the best hotels. I have the best clubs.
I'm Tim Berg.
Monday is January 15th, Martin Luther King Day. This is a federal holiday, so there is no mail delivery. FedEx will be operating. The majority of retail stores will be open. Banks will be closed. The New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ both will be closed for MLK Day. And a note about national parks. It's the first day of the year for free admission to U.S. parks in our country in honor of Dr. King's birthday. And I'm Laura Winters, USA News.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Deutsch, and if you or your business owe money to the IRS, I've got great news for you. Tax laws have changed. Billions of dollars are earmarked for IRS Fresh Start programs. And if you qualify, you can literally save tens of thousands of dollars. Listen, I know what you're going through. Call me if you want to speak with a tax attorney or tax professional for free.
800-284-9275. That's 800-284-9275.
WVBF is your hometown radio station. And one of the things we like to do to support people in your hometown is to run community announcements. If you do belong to a nonprofit group or organization, or if you're an official with a city or town government, send your community announcements along to our email address. It's safe, it's fast, and it allows us to get right back to you if we have a question. Send your community announcements to WVBF.
1 minute.
@hotmail.com.
Easy coffee. Thanks, Dave. Tell Dave thank you.
Dave.
Because
Thank you, Dave.
because Daddy used to get back. Yeah.
1430 WVBF and 99.7 FM. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
Well, we're going on here now. can wait 15 minutes, right?
What's happening?
I'm yellow, he's red.
What's happening in Middleboro
what?
and surrounding towns? It's
Yellow?
time for the Middleboro
You're yellow.
Weekend Review.
He's
With
red.
your host,
Yep.
Joey
Okay,
Driscoll.
cool. Alright.
Stay tuned for news. Middleboro News. Here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning, and welcome to Middleboro In Review. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is January 14th, 2024. How about those Texans, Don?
You know what I'm more excited about, Joey?
What?
I got my little love note from Paul Az here. Hi, Dawn. Have a good show. I'll be listening. I like little notes like this. It's cool. I like when Paul Az leaves notes on. You get your note over there?
Probably over here. Yeah,
You get your
I
note?
read it. It's over here.
You get your note?
It's over here.
You got your note. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I love it. Thanks, Paul, for the note.
Well, okay. Since Don, you didn't say anything about the Texans and how good they did, let me just say, I am very surprised about the Houston Texans. They came in and destroyed the Cleveland Browns. I'm very surprised. I didn't expect that. Cleveland's out. Joe Flacco is out. So it'll be interesting playoff. Chiefs got the job done at home. Not too surprising. They're facing the Dolphins in 0-degree weather. Not great. Dolphins not great at all. But we'll talk more about that later. We have a guest today.
We sure do.
Have our guest introduce himself. So go ahead.
Hello, everybody. I'm David Hogan, and
You're our guest.
I am the guest today, I suppose. But
don't wonder
I'd
why.
just like to introduce myself, and
right.
it's my pleasure to be here today.
Right. Hold on. But
Hogan.
all right. Okay, you want to do your weather and stuff first? Or
Yeah,
you want to
let's do
introduce
it.
him? We do
Let's
have a
do it.
guest. We do have somebody here, but we go through our weather.
Let's do the weather.
Hey, wait a second. Before you do
yes.
weather, I'm sorry. I like to stop interrupting.
Just interrupt.
Yes, I'm interrupting. Okay. Hey, I know we had a lot of flooding out there lately, and I know people are going through a lot of issues and problems. Actually, we had another friend of ours, Mark, who was supposed to be with us. Actually, who was he went to school with Dave over here, and at the Quincy Tech, and he was going to be the other half of our show on what we're trying to talk about today. But he's dealing with flooding in Weymouth. He lives right on the water, so hang in there. Everyone out there who's trying to do that, trying to get your water situation straightened out. Just be careful. I think most people who had got water has dealt with it already. But if you happen to get home overnight and your basement's flooded, just be careful not to run down there. You don't know if anything's plugged in. I kind of got zapped a little bit years ago running into the water situation. I think it was a drill that was plugged in, but just got to keep an eye on that, and just be careful. Anybody who's older, just be careful trying to deal with this. I know it's your property, but you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to fall down. You just don't want to get hurt. It's just water's a tough thing to deal with. And just hang in there and just do the best you can, but just don't hurt yourself, because I've been in that situation before. I've done jobs where I pump out basements, and there's a lot of things that I've pretty done a lot as far as in that situation, and I put some pumps in and stuff like that, and I got a good idea of basement mitigation in a way. So just be careful not to get yourself into a bad situation. All I can say is just be careful out there. It's been really bad. The flooding is unbelievable. Joey and I went on a train trip yesterday. North Quincy, over near the Neponset River, the tracks were flooded out. We took a ride to Providence and going through the Westwood stretch over near 128 Station. I've never seen the water so high in my life. The Neponset River and all the marsh and wetlands around there, it was like a lake. I swear to God, it was like a lake.
Yeah, I drove through Millis yesterday,
Yeah,
and the Charles River. It was just unbelievable. I saw a restaurant, and thank God the restaurant was high enough, but the parking lot was underwater.
it's funny sitting in a train. You see all the backyards of all the businesses and houses, and we're going through like construction sites which are flooded. So you hope the water would recede today. I saw a couple vehicles flooded down up to the doors.
Yeah, where I'm at Northbridge, the Blackstone River.
Yeah.
There's one spot in the Blackstone River that always, and it's a back parking lot. They had it on the news.
I've never seen water this high in my life. I've never seen Newport Ave in Quincy over near State Street Bank flooded. That road was shut down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the flooding is bad, in many spots.
Yeah.
So,
well, it was.
definitely
The
be
water is
careful.
definitely receding.
If you do run into it, be careful.
Just be careful. You don't know what you're gonna get into.
Well, they had the same situation in New Hampshire just a couple weeks ago, where my dad lives, and up in North Conway, and they had the same thing. They had so much snow, and then one warm day and a day of rain, and I saw the video of the Jackson Falls, and it was taking trees with it.
Yeah.
You know, it was coming down so hard. But
well, yeah, but I mean, a good
when
sump
we
pump,
have that snow, the snow and then the rain.
Right, a good sump pump is good to have. I suggest a battery backup. Places that lose power, that means your sump pump will work when. What else can you do? You could, if you have areas in your yard that you can plant grass. I'd do it. Grass is really good to absorb the water. Wood chips help in like if it's a woodsy area. You want to put wood chips in, that absorbs. But grass is the way to go. Grass. The more grass you have on your property, the better. It's the loam, it's the grass. The water has a place to go. So that's important. So I mean, if you're looking at a flooded spot in your yard right now, and you're like, I mean, I think sometimes if the water's bigger, you know, if the puddle's bigger, say it's like a swamp, maybe the yard's doing its job. It's like a bathtub. You know, kind of need that bathtub thing, so the water doesn't creep into the basement or go close to your house. So there's a lot of situations out there like that, a lot of low-lying areas. So I don't know, just hang in there. I mean, I could not talk about it because it's just kicking you in the face.
Oh, it's
water everywhere.
Yeah.
You know. So all right, sorry, Joey.
No problem.
We
want to get to our
Weather.
our weather here, and
Speaking of weather,
our,
weather.
we'll do our today in histories in this segment as well, just to get them out of the way, so we're not rushing at the end of the show to do it as well. So we'll get to that in just a second. But our birthdays, yeah, we'll get to those too. Our weather, 33 degrees in Taunton. It will be sunny when the sun comes up. The sun is not up yet, so it's saying sunny, but it's not sunny yet because the sun has not come up. 42 degrees, a high of 21. Today, high of 21. A low of 21 today. And gotta have my morning coffee. I haven't had my morning coffee yet.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Low of 21, with a high of 42 today. Cloudy. Maybe windy. I don't know. It's gonna be weird today. I don't know. They were talking like snow. I don't think so.
Snow in January? How could that happen?
I was listening to BZ this morning, and they were talking snow just today. I don't know. I don't know if that's for.
Where?
I don't know if that's for us. I don't know if that's for Boston. I don't know.
Where's that?
WBZ. I was listening to WBZ this morning.
Okay.
34 degrees tomorrow. Sunny skies, a low of 23. Tomorrow, by the way, is Martin Luther King Day. I will be doing the morning wake-up news, filling in for Chris Keach. And also, we have a great list of programs tomorrow as well on Martin Luther King Day. So that is tomorrow.
Yeah, Jim DuPont usually, if Hometown Talk, he usually last few years I've listened, he always has something on Martin Luther. I mean, really in depth.
Yes. Yeah. Really in depth show.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. If you want to know anything about, most likely he'll do it. I haven't looked at his. I haven't looked at a script or anything like that, but usually he does.
Yeah.
Usually he talks pretty much in detail about Martin Luther King and his life.
Middleboro, 34 degrees, high 42, low 21 tonight. Monday, 35 degrees, low 23, sunny skies. Driscoll, Texas, high of 49. Not high of 49, currently 49. A high of 65 today with a low of 44, sunny skies. Cloudy skies tomorrow, high of 46 with a low of 32. It's going to get back up into the 70s by the end of this upcoming week in Driscoll, Texas. Driscoll, North Dakota. You ready for this? You ready for this, Dottie? You ready for this?
Take a guess? A wild guess?
Take a wild guess.
Low, right?
No, what the current temperature is right now.
-7.
Minus 22.
Holy moly.
What the heck?
Where is that?
Driscoll, North Dakota.
North Dakota.
So if
Wow.
you know, if our Driscoll, North Dakota listeners, good to know when they're waking up.
Bismarck.
Yeah.
It's right between Bismarck, yes.
Yeah.
Right between Bismarck and I believe Fargo. Yeah, so right between there. -9 today for the high, with a low of 22. So they're at the low right now.
Low -22.
Minus 22. Yes.
Gonna motor on over to Minnesota and do some ice fishing, eh?
-5 for the high tomorrow, with a low of -5 tomorrow. Windy as well, so that lowers the wind chill, and that's gonna be bad. High of 8 on Tuesday.
What was it, the 17 below?
8 degrees.
I'll take it.
Tuesday, low of 2 degrees, but mostly negatives. The warmest day that Driscoll, North Dakota is going to have is next Sunday, with a high of 20 and a low of 14.
It's funny too, because I think you know, we do as a goof as far as Driscoll, Texas, Driscoll, North Dakota, because obviously Joey Driscoll. So it's fun, and we've been doing that, and but you have to keep on repeating, you know, Driscoll.
I have to, yeah.
Because somebody listens like, it's not 27 below.
Yeah,
What are
right.
you talking about? You know what I mean?
I wasn't paying attention for a second, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
27
what?
below. Wait a second.
it's gonna be
You know?
75?
Wait a second. There's not 2 feet of snow out there, and I don't see any snow. What are you talking about? So that's good that he keeps repeating,
Yes.
because that's just a stick we do, and it's a lot of fun.
All right, our today in history is 1952, January 14th, 1952. NBC's long-running morning news program Today debuts with host Dave Garroway. 1972, January 14th, Queen Margaret II of Denmark ascends to the throne, the first queen of Denmark since 1412, and the first Danish monarch not named Frederick or Christian since 1513. Actually, today, she abdicates the throne in favor of her son, Prince Crown Frederick. So there you go, another Frederick.
His allowance went
yeah.
up, right?
What?
His allowance went up too, right?
Yeah, he's the king as of today. 1973, January 14th, Elvis Presley's concert Aloha from Hawaii is broadcast live via satellite and sets the record for the most watched broadcast by an individual entertainer in television history. Birthdays on this day: 83 BC, Mark Antony, Roman general, there we go, and politician. Benedict Arnold, born on this day in 1741, British and American general, famous turncoat during the American Revolutionary War. 1919, Andy Rooney, American soldier, journalist, critic, and television personality. 1948, Carl Weathers, Don. You know this actor.
That Carl Weathers is
Greef Karga and the Star Wars, The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah, he's also Action Jackson.
Yeah,
There's a
he's
short
also Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed.
That's what I was going to say. Apollo Creed. That's what I remember
Yeah.
him for. Is the Rocky movies.
Yeah, he
you know?
also.
That was when I was growing up. You know.
There was one called Action Jackson on the 80s.
I remember that.
That was
yeah.
great. He was awesome.
1954, Jim Duggan, American professional wrestler. 1959, Jeff Tate.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
1959, Jeff Tate, singer of Queensryche, former singer of Queensryche.
Former singer.
Yeah, former singer of Queensryche.
What a voice on that guy.
Very, very great.
Unbelievable.
Very great. 1967, Zakk Wylde, guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne for many, many years.
Black
You
Label
know,
Society.
You know what's funny too? He has 2 solo albums that are great. They're just.
Just Zakk Wylde or Black Label
No,
Society?
no, Zakk Wylde. Book of something. I forgot the name of it. It's really acoustic. It's really beautiful. It's a lot of beautiful
It is
stuff.
really good.
And 2 of them. It's Book of something. Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
And then Book of Shadows 2.
It's very good.
Very, very good. A lot of.
There's a song on one of those called "Thank You, My Child." It's
thank
amazing.
you, my child.
Very, very good song.
Yes.
All
And it's funny too because you go online and YouTube and you watch different versions of that video, and it was something that made me pretty much tear up on that song. Thank you, child. I think the person who made the video was trying to demonstrate for her little daughter who was going through cancer or something like that, and the pictures of the daughter. And it kind of showed her, kind of sick, but then it kind of showed her getting better. It was like a time-lapse video.
Yeah.
And then they showed her, it was like a cancer situation, and she had no hair. But then they go through the whole things of the song. At the end, she has her hair, and they're out playing, and they're hugging each other and stuff like that. So it was like, it was a heartfelt video that I saw, and like YouTube, people make them. You know what I mean? And they put the song in, and it was obviously it was a nice ending as far as that song. So that's why I really like that album. Sometimes when you're sad, you listen to albums like that, and kind of lifts you up. Music is the healer, right?
It
From
is.
who?
From Glenn Hughes.
Yeah, it's the healer, right?
That's important.
It is. Music's the
It's
healer.
important. 1968, born on this day in 1968, LL Cool J, American rapper and actor, great rapper. I'm more into the classic rap, LL Cool J, Biggie, Tupac. I'm more into that type of rap. And LL Cool J is definitely one of the big names. 1969.
He's not Funky Comedina, is that all?
No,
I don't
that
know
was.
who's that?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
yeah, Funky Comedina. That's it.
I don't know who that is.
Tone Loc.
Tone Loc.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
1969, Dave Grohl, American singer-songwriter, guitarist, and drummer for Nirvana.
He impresses me.
Right.
He's just a,
Singer for the Foo Fighters.
Yep.
He's worked with Paul McCartney on some stuff. And
Queens of the Stone Age.
yeah, Queens of Stone Age, just all around great.
And I
musician.
want to go on a ledge here, but if I think Alex Lyson and Geddy Lee got to get back together, anybody, they'll pick him.
It will be Dave Grohl. Yeah.
It will have. He will.
Yes.
No one can replace Neil.
No, but
Yeah.
Dave Grohl definitely is the best.
We were
option.
talking about names this morning. I was giving you, about
Well,
names.
he's not a technical drummer.
Right.
Have you noticed
Yeah.
that?
But I was watching a video with Geddy Lee, and it's Neil Peart,
Neil
not
Peart.
Peart.
Peart, yeah.
He said, "They never get the name right. It's Peart. It's a pear. It's like a pear.
Yes.
It's a cake. It's a pear. You know what I mean? It's Peart. You know."
All right, well, we have 2 passings to get to. I just want to make sure to get to these before we take our first commercial break. 1984, passing on this day, Ray Kroc, American businessman and philanthropist, very great businessman, the founder of McDonald's as we know it today.
Mickey D's.
Yep. Great movie.
With Michael Keaton?
With Michael Keaton,
Yeah.
playing Ray Kroc, called The Founder. Definitely recommendation from me. A great film. there. 2016, Alan Rickman, English actor, passed away on this day.
I thought he was pushed off a building in 1988
Alan Rickman.
by Bruce Willis.
By Bruce Willis.
But he made it to 2016. Wow, he must have survived that fall.
Alan Rickman, Alice in Wonderland. I think he was in. I could be wrong, but I think he was in the Harry Potter.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Was he Snape?
That's Snape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snape.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Slytherin, but that's when that's
And he got pushed off the building and knocked
the Nakatomi Plaza.
Which they say Die Hard is a Christmas movie. They say
Die Hard, yeah.
it's part of the Christmas movie.
I know.
It's a Christmas
Isn't that
movie.
funny?
Yeah.
You know,
They consider it a Christmas movie. Yeah.
That's so funny.
All right, so that'll do it for this segment. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have our guest. We'll talk with our guest, Dave Hogan.
Hello.
Holberg? We'll be talking with him in just a moment. We'll be right back here on Middleboro In Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM.
Take some of my coffee. We really didn't want you to come on. We just needed someone to bring us coffee all the way.
Yeah, I know.
But we got the. We
Oh,
are
I
on
can swear
Facebook
now.
No, we got Facebook going.
We got Facebook going.
You can't swear in this building.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You should reach them at 508.
Good morning, Paul.
1495. They're open Monday through 8 to 5, 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583 1495.
Yeah.
152.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our countries, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a non-profit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the combat
Nice coffee here for you, because
and how you can join or
Dave, there's a nice coffee there because Dave loves you. He's working
Oh,
with coffee.
on the other run?
No, it's right there.
Oh, it's right. This is mine. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. I'm happy about that.
What are we back on?
So 45 seconds.
Oh, okay.
You and your family.
Damn it.
It's fascinating,
No,
fast-paced,
no,
and fun as we
Didn't say
explore
that.
all aspects of the medical
Well, we're off
aid,
the air.
surgery,
Yeah, but that's the.
That's the borderline, though.
Yeah.
We're off the air, though.
He keeps, Joey keeps reminding me that, hey, you know, we're still on Facebook. I think Kevin was in there on Christmas. He did a Christmas poem, and
You have a small amount of leeway on the Facebook.
yeah.
You
But
can absolutely not swear when we're on the air.
no, you shouldn't swear at all.
No,
I mean,
of course
in life.
not. Of course not.
It should be
More
decorative.
of a-
What do you want, Evan?
I-
20 hours. Let's stop late
All right, here we go.
already.
So Don, first question goes to you. Okay.
Yep. All right.
3, 2, 1, and 0. And we're back here on the Middleboro In Review program, January 14th, 2024. It's the second Sunday in January. It is the first weekend of the NFL playoffs. Boy, oh boy, what a weekend in the NFL. Still some good games today, and tomorrow as well. The Bills were supposed to play today, but not gonna happen because of snow.
Not Buffalo snow.
1 foot,
Not the one.
1 to 3 feet of snow in Buffalo.
Oh yeah, they said that the city they're already calling the snow emergency so that they can move the stuff. So that they don't want people on the roads.
I think it was.
It hasn't even started yet.
I think it was last year. It came early. It came in December. It was like 3 feet of snow, and they crippled the city. I think it was last year, or it was either last year, or it was the year before that. I remember Buffalo, but it's Buffalo, you know.
Yeah.
There's all that lake effect snow.
Exactly.
What's not to like?
So Don, I'm gonna give you the first question for our guest today.
Sure.
So go ahead.
Okay. All right. I asked my good friend Dave Hogan to come in because I think he has an extraordinary story to tell, starting with his schooling. He graduated in Quincy, 1988 from the Quincy Votech Culinary Art Department, and he's stuck with it through everything. And all right, I don't want to rush ahead, but Dave, just give us a rundown of your schooling, because I think vocational schooling is very important, because a lot of people they go to school for it, and then they stay into the curriculum that they went to school for. And you happen to be one of those people who stuck with it pretty much your whole life. So go ahead and tell us, give us an idea of what your school, where you went, who your teachers were, and all that.
Right. So, well, I was, I was like one of those misfit kids, that I didn't really fit in high school, and almost got myself kicked out right in 9th grade. But there was one teacher that stood out, and shout out to Bill Glovna. And,
Mr. Glovna. Mr. Glovna?
Mr. Glovna.
Mr. Glovna.
And so he took me aside and kind of mentally threw me up against the wall and said, "You're going to stay in my class, and you're going to come to class, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that." And so I listened to him. And the more he told me I had some natural talent, and so I listened to him, and so that was. I think that was 9th grade. So, I graduated with the certificate. And from that time, I just took off. I went down to Cape. I took a job just making salads at a country club in Cape Cod for the summer. And I got the taste of being free and by myself. And so that chef, he offered me a job in Florida, and I come from a long line of cooks, and my dad owned a restaurant up in New Hampshire. He's retired now, and I always saw male people in my family cooking, so it was like no big deal for me to go and be drawn to cooking. I mean, I can remember when I was just a little kid, and I was amazed. My grandmother could cook like nothing, but I was having like fish sticks or something. And little kids, you gotta have the tartar sauce. You gotta have the tartar sauce with your fish sticks, She didn't have it, and I wasn't gonna eat unless I had the tartar sauce. My grandfather came out of nowhere. He's like, "Oh, I got your tartar sauce here," and he takes out the.
I got your tartar sauce right here.
Yeah, hey, watch it. No, but I mean, he takes out the mayonnaise, he takes out the thing, he takes a little lemon juice, a little salt and pepper, and I tell you what, it took him 2 seconds, and that was the best tartar sauce I ever had in my life. And I said, damn.
How can it's like
how the heck did he do that?
How can you do that? I mean, it's just.
So I think that was my first thing. Wow, you don't have to buy something; you can make it
From scratch.
Yeah. So I don't know. From then on, I digress. But yeah, from the Cape, I went to Florida, and then I just took off from there. I did Florida, I did Maine. I did what they call the snowbird circuit, you know, and 6 months here, 6 months there. I did that for about 8 or 10 years, something like that, 8 to 10 years, and then I just got bored of packing all my stuff up in the back of my car and moving someplace else, you know. So I finally came back to Boston because this is my home, you know.
Well, do you think the vocational school really pushed you in the right direction? I mean, you always have you talk about your teacher, Mr. Glover, and other teachers. Who do you have for other teachers that you really looked up to?
Yeah, there was a guy named Sal Sorecchia, and Salvatore Sorecchia. How Italian is that, huh?
Oh,
And but great guy.
yeah.
Great guy. Just a good mentor, and just.
Well, the teachers do it. I mean, I really think sometimes.
He was a character.
Right. If you get the right teachers, who, like you said, they point you in the right. Because say Mr. Glover or Mr. Sorecchia didn't come up to you and say, "Hey, look, you know what I mean? You got to show up for class, like you said."
Yeah.
Who knows what direction you would have went? I'm not saying you would have went another direction, but who knows what direction you went? I've had teachers come up to me too. I've named a couple teachers. Mr. Carney in high school. Mr. Mosier.
Oh, Mr. Mosier, yeah.
Mr. Mosier, I loved Mr. Mosier.
I like Mr. Tatro.
Mr. Tatro.
Mr. Tatro was great.
Yeah, Mr.
Only A I ever got in
Mr.
high school.
Mr. Mosier, right? Okay, I squeaked by 11th grade, and he's like, "Oh, okay, help do a little, you know what I mean? Whatever." He says, "You passed barely." He says, "Do me a favor. I want to see you on the honor roll. All right? I'm gonna chew you. I'm gonna chew you like I've never chewed anyone before." Because this guy was
he was the ex-Marine.
He was the ex-Marine guy.
Right, yeah.
You could always hear him because there was a place called the Method Center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you could hear him. Yeah.
He'd be the loudest guy there. All right.
Remember when he used to do the morning announcements with, he'd do like the Sergeant Slaughter voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you were late for his class, believe me, you'd hear it. But he told me that all right, just whatever. I worked with you a lot here this year, okay? You got by, but I want to see you on the honor roll next year. I want to see you on the honor roll. You have to be on the honor. You have to be on the honor roll.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
All right.
12th grade.
Hey, kudos.
Yeah. So
right.
it's important to say about your teachers, about and you hope there's teachers out there, and there are, because we'll interview other teachers.
After all these years, if we remember them,
right,
they must have made an impression.
Right. I mean, we have somebody who comes on. His name's Chuck Hart, and he's a teacher in Middleboro, and we talk about a lot of teaching. We deal with a lot of people who are teachers around here, and in the station and whatnot. I'll teach. Tony Lopes was a teacher.
Yeah.
And
Paul Lazarovich.
Yeah, Paul
Yeah.
So it's very important that these teachers get through the children, and that makes them an effective teacher, makes them good people. And you seem to have that. So as far as the type, so all right. So let's move on a little bit. When are we gonna do a commercial? Because I want to make sure we
7:50.
7:50. Okay.
7:50.
All right. So you get through school. That's the whole school part, and then you start your career. Now you're in Boston now. So what do you end up doing? I know you work for a exclusive club in Boston. Tell us about that.
I worked at a private club in the Back Bay.
What was the name of the club?
The Algonquin Club. The Algonquin Club of Boston.
And what's the history behind that? What was their?
It had been founded, and the building was built 217 Commonwealth Ave, and it was built to be one of the only social clubs in Boston the building was built to be that. Other ones usually were like mansions that had been reappropriated for something,
Right.
But this was 1886. It was built.
So there was a lot of history.
Oh yeah. I think that's one of the things that I liked about it.
So technically, not to jump ahead, but you can tell us about your experience and like that. But there's been an executive shift since
1886.
So in the history books, you were technically the last.
I was the last executive chef. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you look at the history book, so go ahead, tell us a little bit about that, about the experience.
Okay. Yeah. Jeez, I think it was probably '96 when I came back to Boston, and I started there, and I was a line cook, and saute, and I loved it, you know, and I just loved the history of it and all that stuff. And so I worked my way up, and you know, a couple of years there. I mean, the executive chefs would come and go, but I was still there.
Right.
So you know, years went by, and we finally got an executive chef that stuck around, and his name was Dave Fritchie, and he was a really great guy. Still is a great guy, but I don't work for him anymore. But
He was a little tough on you, wasn't he?
He was tough on me in the beginning, yeah, when he first came in, but then...
Was he a Chef Ramsay? Screaming and yelling?
Yeah, he was kind of. You know, he liked to yell, but he yelled more at the at the wait staff than at us.
Is
you know?
Is that how, you know, is that how the business, I mean, I never worked in a kitchen. I'll probably get eaten alive in a kitchen. I said that before. Considering I'm in construction and I eat other people alive in my construction duties, you know what I mean? I think it's different in a way. I mean, you've worked construction and you kind of know it's sort of the same way but different, right?
Right. Well, the thing about kitchens is it's very high stress, high, you know, like the anticipation. You have to make sure that you have everything ready at that time. And it can get a little nerve-wracking, you know? So the tensions run high and people lose their temper. And I mean, I can tell you, I've threatened one of my best friend's lives a couple of times. And, you know, shout out to Bob Sajak. But when the day is over, or when the night's over, you're smiling, you're hugging, you're like, oh, that was great, man. We did 300 meals tonight, you know, and, you know, let's go out and have a couple beers or something.
It's like...
But, you know, I mean, but literally 2 hours earlier, I was ready to put a saute pan up his head.
Right.
You know?
Well, you never would. I mean,
No, of course not.
But, I mean,
but of course not. But the tensions run high.
Right.
So when you hear about these chefs that scream at people, it's just a reaction to the stress. You can't let it get to you. You know, it's just it's that heat of the moment kind of thing, you know. You lose your temper, you start screaming,
well, things
and then
go bad if you know.
And one person, all you need is for one cook to burn something, and that can throw the whole gear. That's like one cog breaking in a whole big machine.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And now you're looking at that one person going, "Are you kidding me?
Well, nothing.
What do I pay you for?"
Nothing. Well, nothing's. You know, everyone's got these looks on your face when you go to eat.
Yeah.
And you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're like,
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of pressure in there, and then, like I said, if one thing goes bad, it's gonna go bad for everyone sitting waiting.
Say you got a table of 13 people. You know, everything's ready. It's all in the window. It's ready to go. One of your cooks burns the filet of sole. And now that's going to take at least 10 minutes for him to make another one. Everything is dying in the window. I am going to be ready to kill somebody. Because, you know, not literally, obviously, but, you know, somebody's getting yelled at.
Well, you're going to yell
I
at
mean,
them.
somebody's getting chewed out.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting chewed out. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Heck.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Be careful.
Yep.
What was I gonna say?
Can we take a commercial?
Yeah, but we're gonna take a commercial in about 2 minutes. But I want to switch over to blood drives real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's important. So Don, I think I mentioned this to you. I have a low supply of blood right now. National blood emergency right now. We have a couple of blood drives that I want to mention because January, February, it's important. Again, national blood supply shortage. that we're dealing with right now. Wednesday, January 24th, Lakeville Public Library, 4 Precinct Street, Lakeville, 1 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. In February, we have a couple. February the 3rd, Saturday, Lakeville United Church of Christ, 1 Precinct Street, Lakeville, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. February 12th, Monday, Church of Our Savior, 60 Union Street in Middleboro, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And Tuesday, February 13th, at Bridgewater State University Dunn Conference Center, 111 Burl Ave, and Bridgewater, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. So that is what we have for blood drives. I wanted to make sure I mention those because, again, we are in a blood shortage emergency. This has been a problem throughout the past couple of years because of the pandemic. And even before then, there were blood shortage issues really for across the past couple of decades.
Well, it's good that, like I said, you really pushed on the blood donation and whatnot. But I guess when we come back, Dave, I want to ask you about your clam chowder, and and also I want to talk to you about how the pandemic affected you and what you had to do and what you're currently doing right now. So after the break, right?
Yeah, let's take our last commercial break right now, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro In Radio on WFB 5030 AM 99.7 Just gonna be careful.
You gotta be careful. You get.
I know.
You get in a rant. You gotta slow down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least it wasn't an M.
No.
No. I think that's all right. Right?
Yeah.
I don't want
Too much trouble.
Yeah. I don't think we'd have.
I think other people say it. Like,
Yeah, I don't think that's
religious
considered.
programs say it.
I don't think that's
So,
considered. I mean, it's off color, but it's not considered.
Yeah. No. I just gotta.
Just gonna be careful.
Yeah. I just gotta slow it down a little bit, Dave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, this is the first time I know, so it's just.
I know. I started.
Well, you just started going. You got into the interview. You got passionate. You know what I mean?
Serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sycamore Church downtown. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers, and temporary lodging. For more information, go to SVDB Middleboro. May the Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Oftentimes, the wheelchairs our veterans and first responders receive from their healthcare providers are subpar at best. Some are falling apart, with a years-long waiting list for a new one. This lag causes a tremendous amount of stress for our staff and creates a burden for their caregivers. Isolation leads to depression. We build what they need to get outdoors, hunting, fishing, or playing sports. Join the mission at Wheelchairs for Warriors.
Go there. How long?
1 minute.
Food pantry
1 minute.
helps people
Come on.
with food insecurities from the
1
hardships of life.
minute.
In a few short years, they have given more than 4,000 bags of groceries to those in need. For guests with limited transportation options, they are open every Saturday morning from 9:30 to 11:30 at the north door of the First Parish Church, 76 Church Green, and are available to anyone, no questions asked. The demand increases every week. With the looming reduction in SNAP benefits, the need is growing. Please consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items, grocery store gift cards, or a monetary donation via check to the Matthew Mission Food Pantry, 76 Church Green, Taunton, or by Venmo at Matthew Mission Food Pantry. The Matthew Mission
What
is a registered...
What's that smile about? You got that cutest little smile ever. You're such a cutie.
All right. You guys can get a 2-minute cool down because I gotta do sports. I have to do sports.
Shelf.
I mentioned it.
Because your mouth. Your mouth got your shelf.
Yep.
For 3, 2, 1, and we're back. Here as I turn down the bumper music. There we go. Great bumper music, by the way. I love my bumper music. You know, just a really upbeat bumper music there. I love that.
Can I got a text about, it's just sports related.
What is it?
They canceled the Buffalo home game because the Bills are afraid of the Steelers. This is from Bill, right?
No, Buffalo is afraid of the snowstorm.
No, afraid of the Steelers. Ask Hogan about driving into Florida in his Volkswagen.
Oh, yeah.
But
I guess we will.
Before we do that, Packers and Cowboys start today off on hopefully the right foot. Hopefully it's not a blowout. The first 2 wild card games were kind of blowouts. Hopefully this is a good game. I kind of doubt it because the Cowboys are really, really good, and the Packers, I don't know. They're untested. Their new quarterback is untested in these types of situations. Jordan Love, he's good, but he's not. Yeah, I got it, Don. He showed me his phone at the time. I got it. Now you threw me off.
All right, let's go.
The Jordan Love thing with the Packers, he's untested, and the Cowboys are very dangerous. So we'll see what happens there. Rams, Lions, good game as well. We got Matthew Stafford coming back to Detroit for the first time since getting traded to LA, and that's going to be an interesting game. Two teams that are really good. Steelers and Bills, of course, are going to get pushed back to tomorrow. This was supposed to take place today, but of course, because of the snow, it's going to get pushed back to 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to take the Steelers in this one. I'm going to take the Steelers. I don't like how Buffalo's been playing this year. Their quarterback, Josh Allen, is Josh Allen. He's a great quarterback, but I just don't like. I just don't like how Buffalo's been playing this year. They sneaked in my opinion. So did the Dolphins, but.
Oh, they said that game yesterday. It was so cold, but it did not break the record for a playoff game.
Oh wow! Yeah.
They said Green Bay. Years ago, there was a Green Bay game, and it was -7.
Yeah, and then the last wild card round game is the Eagles versus the Buccaneers tomorrow night at 8:15 p.m. I'm gonna take the Eagles. Let's hope they can shake whatever issues they've had over the past 6 or 7 weeks, where they've gone 1-5 over the past 6 weeks. So we'll see what happens there. All right, we got about 3.5 minutes. Don.
All right, yeah, Dave. We want to talk about the pandemic, and obviously you said you worked for the Algonquin Club, and they closed it down right after all those years.
Yeah.
So say briefly, we got 3 minutes. So obviously, you went on, stayed in the call, and then the pandemic comes, and a lot of people who were in your line of business got out of it, had to do something else because technically things were 2 years, things were closed down. Briefly, what did you have to do?
Well, I was working for a hotel at the time in Boston, and I was the banquet chef, and so we had a really busy banquet schedule. And you look at the board on the wall, and it was just menus and menus. And we saw everything coming on the news, and I knew it was coming. And I think it was the Marriott Long Wharf was the first one to close down because they had a convention, and half the people in the convention got COVID.
I think that was like the big news.
That was the big news. And so they closed down.
Yep.
And then it was just like dominoes.
Right.
Click, 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 click. I walked in one day and the wall that was full of menus was gone. Everybody canceled. And I knew I could.
And then you got laid off.
Yeah, I could smell it coming.
So
I got laid off, and
what were you able to do during the pandemic? What kind of business was left over? What you had to do? I mean, you kind of reinvented
well,
the
that
wheel.
was the thing. Yeah, you got to kind of reinvent the wheel a little bit, and so I talked to a few friends, and they said, well, there's always health care, and you go to a hospital or this or that, and so I started putting out feelers, and I got a job up the street from my house, which was great. I didn't have to commute anymore, but it was assisted living kind of thing, and hey, it was open, and they were still giving me money.
Right.
But I mean, I have to say, moving to that sector I was kind of like a fish out of water for the first maybe 6 months, but I mean, cooking is cooking, and you make the best of a situation, and so I mean, I kind of hope that I gave them a little taste of some really good cuisine for a couple of years,
Right. I mean, it's just like having steak instead of bologna, kind of deal. But I mean, I think you told me too when you were executive chef. I mean, your last executive chef for all that, you did everything. You did all the management, you did scheduling, you did everything.
Oh yeah.
And then so it's just like you have all these responsibilities, and then you go to like a smaller setting, and you just cook. So I mean, was that sort of a relief in a way? And then you got other companies. You had another company out there, not mentioned. They were just you couldn't wow this guy. You're like, wow him. You told me the guy couldn't be wowed, and I think a lot of businesses like that have that MO because they want to push their people. Because I know I remember at that point in time you were beat. You were working hours upon hours now, and you could not wow this guy. I don't know. It's just it was more of a game in a way. Not.
Yeah, well, I think that's a management strategy for a lot of people.
Right.
A lot of chefs, but I think it's just any kind of business. You don't want to over flatter your workers and tell them they're doing a great job, because then they might relax.
I don't know.
I
think an attaboy is
I'm
goes
on
or
your
attaboy, attagirl, or whatever.
I'm right on yours. That's the kind of person that I am. That's my management style. I work so hard that I want other people to want to work hard for me.
Right.
And with that, we gotta go and make sure we're
on time.
on time.
Thank you, Dave, for coming.
Oh, thank you, Dave, so much for coming.
Showing up and bringing us coffee, because you're so nice bringing us coffee. And thank you for listening.
And we'll be back next week, the 21st of January, 2024. We don't have a guest at the moment.
We might, though.
But we might, and it might be Ed
But
Miller.
in 2 weeks, we have another Driscoll in the house.
Yeah. So we don't have a guest right now, but we might, and it might be Ed Miller. So stay tuned. I'll have more information on that by Thursday for Middleboro Matters. But all right, we'll be back. Of course, Middleboro Matters on Thursday. We have Middleboro Gas and Electric, so that's coming up. All right, and bye-bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and enjoy the football that's coming up. Staying tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Good job.
That's it?
Yeah. Well, that goes by fast, huh?
Yeah.
The hour goes by really quick.
Yeah, we're always over. We're always over.
We're always over. And
Have you been yelled at yet for that yet?
No.
No?
I
Chris,
assume I'm gonna at some point.
You think so?
Bye, everybody.